All right, Kyle Shanahan is speaking to the media, and we already got some injury updates on some compelling names that we've been wondering where they have been. Deommodore Lenoir, Jauan Jennings, and Jordan James all have injury updates, according to Kyle Shanahan. I do want to note today that there was no Christian McCaffrey or Trent Williams today at 49ers training camp, as they are dealing with their scheduled rest period, which is going to be a pretty typical situation for them. Also, no Bosa or Kyle Juszczyk for the vet rest days as well. But let's talk about the big ones. Let's talk about Deommodore Lenoir. So, Demo is reportedly dealing with a hip injury, and Kyle Shanahan did mention he should be back in a few days. So, the 49ers have a block here today, tomorrow, and Saturday. And then they will be back on the field for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I believe, for the next block. And so it is expected that Deommodore Lenoir should return at that time. So it doesn't sound like a very serious injury, but again, not great to have injuries at any stage, right? So we'll have to continue to monitor that situation. We've been wondering what's been going on with rookie running back Jordan James, who has not been at practice the last 2 days. He is reportedly dealing with a knee injury and will be evaluated throughout the week. So it does sound minor, but also something to keep in mind, considering the fact that the 49ers have just signed Amir Abdullah to the roster. And I think the biggest one, too, which also we had some wide receiver additions added today in the form of Marquez Callaway and Andy Isabella. Jauan Jennings apparently had re-injured his calf. That also bothered him at OTAs. And unfortunately, there's no current timetable for return. Now, I will mention that I would assume, considering the fact that, assuming the 49ers and Jauan Jennings are still in an active negotiation, that, again, it's a major assumption. I'm assuming they're continuing to have those conversations. I wouldn't assume that Jauan Jennings will be stepping onto the field without a new contract, especially with some injury concerns, because again, this is always the hard situation of dealing with players not holding out and going out and practicing amidst a negotiation, because you could get hurt. Look at Isaiah Likely. He was on the brink of signing a new deal. He broke his foot. It's an unfortunate situation. It's why, in an ideal world, negotiations are taken care of before training camp, so you don't have to deal with the hold-out, hold-in situation. And again, I can't even confirm to you that this is a hold-in situation. With Jauan Jennings, I'm, again, taking a major assumption and saying that they're still potentially discussing a reworked deal. But again, I don't know that for sure. So we'll see. That's, again, just a variable to add to the injury concern with his calf. But again, it does sound like this has been something that has been an issue for Jauan dating back to the spring. So not an ideal situation for the San Francisco 49ers and 49er fans. But I guess some good news is as well, Ricky Pearsall returned to practice today, along with Michael Williams and Ben Barch. So the 49ers did get some good injury news, I guess you could say, with the return of those three. But they lose another three in Demo, Jordan James, and Jauan Jennings. Again, Demo and Jordan James don't sound serious. Jauan Jennings sounds like it could be serious or potentially contract related. We don't know. We'll have to find out. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.